I'm Chris Boltendahl, singer of Hellryder, and that is my twin brother on the guitar, Mr. Axelritt.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Metal Village.
Hello.
So, as you heard, we are going to talk about Chris and Axel's new project, apart from Gravedigger, Hellryder. And tonight, me and Veronica are going to be here. So, welcome, everyone. So, Chris and Axel, can you, in one sentence, introduce yourself very brief?
Hello, I'm Chris Boltendahl, the singer of Hellryder and the singer of Gravedigger 2.
Yes. And now you change the word singer to guitarist, and it's the same sentence.
So you're very busy people, are you?
Yes.
All right, so before we talk about the new and very exciting things, we would like to little return back to the past and gain a bit more knowledge and understanding of your journey so far. So before you became a singer, Chris, you in the band Gravedigger, you were a bassist. So I'm wondering, how did that transition happen, and can you tell us a bit about this?
Yes, at first I was a bass player until the year 1983 in Gravedigger. I was a guitar player. Peter Messong was a singer and guitar player. And then he lost his voice and I took over, but at the end I couldn't play bass guitar and sing together, so I stopped playing bass. Then I was a singer only in Gravedigger and took another bass player.
I see, it's interesting, yes. And since you changed to vocals, do you ever play bass, or have you ever thought about it? Or
I have a couple of bass guitars here, and from time to time I start playing bass for myself. But I'm too bad, and we have a fantastic bass player in Hellryder and also in Gravedigger. So I only concentrate myself on singing.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. We sure love your voice.
I hope so, and I love my voice too.
I love your voice. It's amazing. One of the very reason I'm a big Gravedigger and now a Hellryder fan. So speaking about Hellryder, I'm wondering about the name. Because first you had Gravedigger and now Hellryder. So how did the name pop up, and how did you make sure you do not make the same mistakes as Gravedigger?
No, at the beginning it was before we had the name Gravedigger. Peter Messong and the drummer Lutz Schmelzer, we are sitting together in the youth center, drinking beer, and was totally drunken. And then we said, we need a name for the band. And then we put out the dictionary, and we had two choices at the end. It was gas chamber, and the other was Gravedigger. So I'm very lucky that we decided to take the name Gravedigger, So that is the issue with the name Gravedigger. And when we thought about for our project, the name for our band, we came up with a band name Hellryder, but with this Y in the name. It depends a little bit from the time where I played in a band called Fire Dogs. And there was also fire with the Y, so we decided it's a good idea to take it over, and it was born. That was not a big issue to take this name.
Amazing. And with Hellryder, you drunk something, or this was really a sober decision?
I'm sober since 10 years, so I don't have any issues anymore with alcohol. So look, I'm pretty young. I look like 45 or something like that, The girls, I get so many messages on my mobile phone from girls around 20, 25. So it was worse to stop drinking,
Yeah.
Okay, Axel?
Of course. He sends over every day. I got 10 or 20 pictures of the girls who get in contact with Chris and do everything. really everything to get in contact with him. And they ask me about his mobile number and all that stuff. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Easy. Crazy stuff. Ah, someone is calling you. A girl.
Maybe a girl.
1 second, please, yeah. I'll read that.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, that was Axel. I thought somebody called in the
Yes.
in the interview.
Nice.
I think it was one of the girls calling him.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, it was one of the girls, once again, asking for Chris' mobile number. Yeah, that's a problem. It's the whole day through. I can't work anymore. It's horrible, absolutely horrible.
Someone is popular.
Yes.
I have to block this mobile number again, and that's horrible.
We can put my mobile number at the end of the interview, okay?
Yes, for girls to apply.
Of course.
Okay.
Cool, guys. So Hellryder is the new heavy metal project by you, Chris and Axel. So what is the future of this band? It's a new project, so you want to go a long time like a grave digger, or
It's a band,
Yeah.
not a project. It's a band.
Yeah, that's very important. It's not a project. It's not two guys sitting around and doing everything by themselves and doing name dropping to get it on the market or stuff like that. No, it's a real band. Very important for us because doing a project would be pretty boring, to be honest. Yeah, because there are so many projects with all these stars who never met. I know guys who only put the big names on a blanket sheet and sending each other the MP3 files and putting together the pictures on a green screen so that it looks like a band, but they never do a live show and they never met in real, and so that's nothing for us. So for us, it was very important to do a real band, and in the old way, especially because the whole band is in the old way. Old way means for me, we're pretty close to each other. We can meet, we can do the recordings in the real recording studio, and as we did in the old ways here. And so it's a second band. Of course, Gravedigger will always be number one because it's a huge name, worldwide known. And so Chris and I can do things in Hellryder we can't do in Gravedigger. And for an artist, it's very important that you have the possibility to live your creativity. Yeah, because if we like to do some, for example, we do have a totally different tuning for our instruments in this band. Yeah. If we're gonna do this tuning in Gravedigger, this would be a problem because the people are pretty used in the special Gravedigger sound. And if we would choose something like this, there would be a big shitstorm and everybody say, why are you doing this? We want the real Gravedigger, we want these lyrics, we want these songs, we want these sound. And that's okay, because this is our job to give the people what they want. Yeah? But sometimes we're pretty happy in doing something different, and because Hellryder is absolutely new, we can do whatever we want, because we are fixing the sound in this moment. And we don't have the big history of Gravedigger, which could be sometimes very easy living, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
Amazing.
I'm wondering then, what will happen to the Gravedigger? Like, you will continue to both bands at the same time? How you will manage which one gets priority?
Priority is always Gravedigger. So when we play live with Gravedigger, there couldn't be any Hellryder shows. But we have free time with Gravedigger. We are not 600 days a year on tour. So we have breaks in between a Gravedigger tour. We will play definitely with Hellryder, and we have booked our first show for next year in March. And for Hellryder, and I hope there will be coming more stuff in the future.
That's nice.
Yeah, we are really looking for that.
Really nice.
The good thing is we do have an interval of 2 years with Gravedigger. So there's always 1 year album, 1 year touring, 1 year album, 1 year touring. So you can set the clock about Gravedigger. It's typical German, you know. It's and so now with the second band, we can put the live shows of Hellryder in the songwriting part of Gravedigger and the opposite around. Yeah? So that we have double time. Yeah, and I think 2 bands to handle is pretty easy, especially if the 2 main men are in the other band as well. It's I'm very, very curious about the first Hellryder shows because it's so different, especially because we do have other musicians with other personalities and a different sound and so on. I'm very happy that this happened. That's the only good thing about Corona is that we could fix this band together. Yeah. The rest is totally catastrophe, but this is a good thing.
Yeah, let's hope soon you will be live on stage.
Yeah.
With
So
Hellryder and Gravedigger.
and with Hellryder, you have 1 show planned, but I'm wondering, are there any plans for Dublin?
I think Gravedigger never played in Ireland. I think with the Brexit, it's more difficult for European bands to come over with all the visa stuff and all these things. And yeah, let's see what the future will bring. But it wouldn't be better for German bands to tour the UK, and nobody knows in the moment what happened with touring in the UK, what are the rules and everything. So yeah, we will see.
Yeah, we will see. Certainly, it will be cool. Something German here finally, bigger in Ireland.
Yeah,
and Hellryder.
of course.
That would be
We
great.
played a couple of times in London and also in Manchester. We played Axel, I think. Yeah, or was it Manchester?
Yeah.
And then we played in Wales.
Birmingham, we did Birmingham, the festival,
Birmingham.
wasn't it Birmingham? Yeah. You see, the main problem regarding shows is always the same. The band, I'm pretty sure 99% of the bands would love to play everywhere.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it's Ireland, if it's Japan or whatever. It only depends on the local promoters. If somebody calls us, we're there. Of course we're there, would love to be there. But it's not up to us. We have to be called, yeah? Would you like to play here? We can't go to Ireland and knock on everybody's door. We would love to play. And so. You know what I mean, yeah? That's the main thing. So if the fans ask for Gravedigger, for example, ask your local promoter, aren't you interested in booking Gravedigger? And we would love to play.
So yeah, for the Irish fan, let's put this together and scream Hellryder and Gravedigger, and let's see where it brings us.
Yeah.
And we have a question there from viewers. So Dave asking, hello, how are you all?
Hello, Dave.
We are fine, thank you. We are healthy and fine.
That's great. So let's delve into the new stuff. So I listened to the whole album, and so it reminded me of for some reason for Motorhead song Overkill, but like much heavier version. So is this the style that you were going for?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. The thing is, when Chris and I sat together in the beginning of Motorhead, in the beginning of the Hellryder planning, we thought, what would make sense to do a new band? Of course, there are big names behind Hellryder, but it's you always need a special reason to put a new band on the scene. Yeah, and we always had big fun when Chris did some funny things at the Gravedigger sound checks, for example, doing some Lemmy stuff or putting the microphone like this, the classical. And it always sounded pretty close to Lemmy in a good way, yeah, because there are lots of bad words and so we thought, well, why not? Why not doing something in this direction? It fits perfect to his voice. And so it always had a little Motorhead direction. And then I thought, okay, let's do something more special. Let's do a different tuning on the guitar. So we use a baritone tuning for the experts or the guitar players or bass players out there. And so the whole tuning went down. So we first had to check, is Chris' voice doing his big, heavy sound in these low frequencies as well? And it worked pretty well. So I thought that's the main thing. So it should be something like Motorheadish, let's call it in this way, but unique in a special way as well. So there's a little hard rock in there as well. There is classical metal in there, and there is some kind of whatever, call it Motorhead or whatever in there. And we're all pretty happy with this mixture, let's say in this way.
That's pretty cool, yes.
Very cool. So I'm wondering, so you told us about how Chris approached this as a singer. So I'm wondering, Chris, anything to add in the way you sung for Hellryder, which was different than Gravedigger?
Yeah, because it's a tuning that is totally different. It's I think it's 5 half tones deeper than a normal tuning we used in Gravedigger. And my vocals sound a little bit more brutal because of the deepness. Because it's the lower tunes we're playing. But on the other side, I think I have this Motorhead style also in it. And if you listen to the album carefully, you can listen the first song we ever wrote for Hellryder. Because at the beginning we said, okay, we like to do something like a Motorhead, or we love it. So the first 2 songs we wrote sounds a bit like Motorhead, but then the whole thing got its own dynamic, And at the end, it sounds. I think it sounds really different to Motorhead. It's Hellryder has now an own style, and with this own style, we can create much more music at the end, and we don't have any boundaries like we have with Gravedigger. That is not a bad point we have with Gravedigger, because we love this kind of metal too. But with Hellryder, we will do totally different things at the end. And in the moment, we are preparing 4 new songs for release in the end of November, December, and the people will totally excited, surprised what we are doing with Hellryder. So it's really cool to have this band, because we can do, like Axel said, we can do things with Gravedigger. We can't with Hellryder. We can't do with Gravedigger.
Yeah, exactly. Mostly Kill Jesus, that song was really like, whoa, that sounded so different than Gravedigger. I don't know what the song was, but it was Kill Jesus, something like that. I was like, whoa, amazing.
I can't imagine what song you're talking about.
So for the viewers who don't have an idea, the album will be released in 2 weeks' time. You will hear for yourself. Yeah, Axel, I had a question for you, actually, because we spoke a lot about Chris, how he approached. So I'm wondering, you're the guitarist in Gravedigger, and now you're in Hellryder, the guitarist. So I'm wondering, how did you approach Hellryder? Did you approach it in a different way than Gravedigger?
Yeah, because you see, when I joined Gravedigger in 2009, I was entering a complete, let's say, unique world which works in itself. It's the Gravedigger world got its very big hits like Rebellion or Heavy Metal Breakdown or whatever, and they got a huge fan base around the world, and I had to find my place in this existing cosmos. Let's say it this way. Yeah? And of course, as every time when there is a change in the lineup, there were some people who said, "Oh, that's horrible. How could you put this fucking guy this guy over there? Yeah, this is a hard rock guy. What the hell? There's no heavy metal in his playing. And others said, oh, that's great. This will give a new ideas to the band or whatever. I think it's something in between. And as you can see, I'm now in the band for 11 years, so I think there should be in Chris a decision to choose me as the new guitar player. I think there looks like there was something right, because otherwise we wouldn't work for 11 years now. The funny thing is, I knew Chris now for, well, let's say 25 or maybe almost 30 years, but we never worked together in a musical way, because we knew each other in the music business way, regarding labels, promotion, publishing and stuff like this. And so it was, of course, it was an honor that he asked me to join the band. But with Hellryder, because we know for so long each other, it was like it's 50-50, you know, two people putting their ideas together with a big spoon and doing stuff like that. And then Hellryder was created. Yeah? So it is something very new. And the last Gravedigger records, of course, I'm doing a lot of the songwriting together with Chris. But in the beginning, of course, I had to adapt what my predecessors did on guitar and have to reproduce the songs other people wrote, the big hits. So this is, I think, the main difference for me as the guitar player. And of course, I did the production. I had to do the mix and the mastering of the album. So this was a new challenge for me in my studio as well. So this is the first time I did a record with Chris where I got these technical stuff in my hands as well.
It's amazing that you evolved, and it's amazing project, I think, Hellryder.
We are some, let's call it the metal twins. We know so long for each other. I think we're pretty close to finish the sentence of the other guy who started the sentence, if you know what I mean. I think Chris knows exactly what's going on in my hand and the other way around as well. So it's pretty. We can keep the communication very, very small or very direct. Yeah, you don't have to discuss about things because everybody knows. Oh, we know each other that good that we know what the other one will love or what the other one will hate. So you don't have to present an idea. You of course know the other one won't like it. So our songwriting is getting a lot faster than years ago.
A golden collaboration, but I think the newest albums and the newest stuff like Gravedigger, newer project, but also Hellryder, I think they're at the peak, like the best stuff is being created. I think it might be you joining, having new ideas and so on, and this amazing collaboration. We have a nice comment here from Gabriel McPollen. Amaze me how the guys are so productive with riffs, songs and albums with Gravedigger, and now Hellryder with other bands take years between releases.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
yeah, definitely. Because Axel and I, we are really creative guys, and as older we are more creative than before. And we have so many ideas also for the future. For Hellryder, we have a lot of ideas for Gravedigger. So we will take the rhythm 1 year Gravedigger album, 1 year Hellryder album. So the fans can enjoy the Hellryder or the Gravedigger album each year. So because we are not the youngest, and our time is it's a countdown for us, more or less. And the countdown is running down now. And we will use the time we have till we die, you know.
Come on. We're still young. So, guys.
You are laughing. You are all laughing because you are 20, 25 or something around that.
We just
I would change my life with one of you, because then I could do 20 more Gravedigger albums and 15 more Hellryder albums.
Whoa.
You want to change?
Yes.
Well, it's like I'm creative as well, but I want more Hellryder. Yeah, but I want more Hellryder and Gravedigger, that's for sure. But I'm creative as well, so.
So at the end, it's a joke, but I think we have a couple of years more, and then I'm near to next year. I will celebrate 60 years, and yeah, with a Gravedigger album.
Amazing. Looking forward to it.
Great stuff. So, guys, because we speak about Hellryder, the new stuff, can we speak about the record label, how Raw Records help you with the Hellryder band?
Yeah, it's a great. Raw Records is a Greek label.
Yes.
And, our contract with Napalm was finished.
Okay.
And then I got a phone call from Mr. Dimitrios Liapakis. He is a singer also from Mystic Prophecy.
Oh, yeah.
He's also a Greek guy.
Of course.
Because his name is Liapakis, Dimitrios. That is.
And Dimitrios.
How could anybody?
So, and he said, "Hey, Chris, how are you doing?" Because we toured in the past. We did some touring together, and then he said, "Hey, I heard you are free for a label and blah blah blah." And then he called me every 2 days and said, "Hey, Chris, I'm again here. I want to talk to you about the label." Yeah, and I checked it, and we had a lot of discussions. I also visited Mr. Akis Kosmidis in Thessaloniki, and then we decided more or less to start with Hellryder and then also with Gravedigger, because it's a small label,
Yes.
And I saw the work of Mystic Prophecy and the charts result here in Germany and everything. I thought it's a good idea to check it out and. Not to be number 50 after all the Power Wolves, the Hailstorms, and everything in bands in Napalm, but to be the number 1 in a label again.
Yes.
And that is with Raw Records, and we are happy now. So with Hellryder, they're doing a great job, and I think we will have a glorious future together.
Yeah, it's an amazing
That
label.
would be great.
Yeah, it's an amazing label. Like how the posts are and so on. There are peaks and so on to get like food and so on. I think it's great how they introduce Hellryder. I think I found in this way about Hellryder, like I followed Gravedigger, but then Hellryder popped up and I'm like, that's it. Like it's so cool, the artwork, everything.
I like it's German
It's
super.
nice to hear.
Say again, Axel?
No, it's okay. I said, yeah, they do it.
Ah.
As you said, they're doing a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Got a great promotion. And it's very important because although the names in the band, Gravedigger, Orden Ogan, Bonfire, Freedom Call, Gregorian, you name it, Alexandria. Of course, these names got their fans around the world, and of course they listen if they hear one of these musicians will have a new band or will enter a new band. But in the end, we are a newcomer band, to be honest, and so you have to do the promotion for a newcomer. It's a lot more easier than if you're a real newcomer, But so you're in the hands of the promotion company. If the promotion company is doing a bad job, you're done. You're killed. And so, as you said, when you, as the journalists, say they're doing a good job, that's a good feeling for us because we depend on them.
Certainly, and it's like Gravedigger has a reputation, but like Hellryder is at the start, so like some people won't be like knowing the name after a few promotion stuff. They will like, oh yeah, that's a new band project, a new band, and they are connected with Gravedigger. Then like people start listening and so on. It's like a process that will come.
Yes.
Right.
Very good.
About the song Chainsaw Lily. Like, can you tell us a bit more about it? Because for me, as I understood, it's like has a neoclassical element, and it definitely differs from the rest of the album.
Okay. I think regarding the lyrics, you have to ask Chris everything.
At first, I thought it's a good idea to call it Chainsaw Lily, because I have a cat here called Tilly, and she's get on my nerves the whole day because she's